Okay.
Oh shit, we started. Cool.
Yeah, you started.
Hello everybody and welcome to BTech Philosophers with me, Elliot Steele.
Wait. Hey, it's me, Michael Odewale. Episode 32, everybody. They gave me a triple whiskey and Coke. I didn't know you could put a triple in there, man. I thought double was the legal limit. But I've got a triple and I'm enjoying it. It's 12:05. It's early.
It's for the Queen, and we got our guest today because we're having early beers because we're boys gone wild.
Yes, mate.
For the guest we've got in today, Horatio Gould.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gould.
Gould.
There's a U in there.
Sorry.
Interchangeable.
So for any future guests, look, I fuck up the white people's names as well, so don't get, you know.
A lot of people think I'm Jewish because Gould is Gould. A lot of Jewish people change their name to Gould.
Gould is
I'm not touching that.
To be
You mean,
not Jewish.
Okay.
Everyone thinks because loads of Jewish people have Gould as a surname.
I'm not riffing on that.
I'm definitely thought it was about I thought our podcast was going to start with, they hoard the wealth, and we were going to be like, all right, well, we're not drinking on the podcast again. Imagine you just made that as your point and then left.
That's it. That's
we
me
just
done.
had to sort of riff off what just happened. Did you have a nice? We're recording this the morning after our Queen has been buried.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Namaste.
He's gone.
What's it? So it's long live the... No, wait. What did they say? Long live the Queen?
The Queen is dead. Long live the King.
Long live the King now.
Yes.
Because it always used to be weird when people would say long live the Queen, but death to the Queen. No, they didn't. What did
No one said long live the Queen, death to the Queen.
What were you singing during the national anthem?
That's such a bipolar thing to say. It's long live the Queen, death to the fucking Queen.
Wait, so how does it go again?
Schizophrenic.
One more time.
It goes, the Queen is dead, long live the King.
So, but people
makes
used to say the Queen is dead, long live the Queen.
No.
Well, it depends, yeah. If a queen has died and there was a queen coming up, which I think is very rarely, you very rarely have a queen queued up after you've got one queen playing.
Because
it's a long time.
unless they're lesbians.
No.
What, unless, wait.
No, unless you had a daughter.
Wait. Sorry. Let's
No, that's the rules.
just get
That's the
this
rules.
over.
No, it's the rules. You only have two queens if the queen is a lesbian.
Right,
That's the
yeah.
rule.
No,
That's
wait.
when you double pack it.
How do you think the monarchy works? Let me just start.
Right, because
It only changes when you have a lesbian queen.
no, because if Philip was still alive, you'd be the king.
Unless he's gay, then it goes
Philip
back
was
to
alive-
women.
No, he wouldn't be king. He wasn't in line to the throne. He was just married to the queen.
Wait, so for 70 years he was what?
He was a prince. He was never going to be king. Charles was always king because it goes through the bloodline of like it's direct lineage.
It must be so emasculating.
Yeah, that's why he was a bit of a
He's
cunt,
King
apparently.
Cuck, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he
Had
had
the
it.
chair in a hotel with him.
He had it down, man.
Yeah, but he was king of the cucks.
Yeah.
King of the Cocks.
Do you know what I mean?
True.
It's like you're a cuck, but you're the goat of cucks.
Yeah.
Do you know
It's
what I mean?
It must be. And, you know, people are already making his breakfast. It's not like
He's banging a queen.
Yeah.
All right. He's not that much for cuck. Someone else isn't coming. He's not watching someone else fuck the queen. You know?
What age do you think they stopped like fucking?
People?
No, like Queen and
I don't think they stopped. I reckon she was still doing a bit of shagging.
towards the end?
No, yearly.
Once a year?
It's when the seasons change.
Really?
When the leaves start to brown or the cherry blossom comes in spring, I think that's the only time when the mood sort of gets sexy enough. I think they're very seasonal. They love the countryside. They love going out for walks. I think the only way that the queen can ever get it on is when the natural world sort of shifts.
That's what makes me sad about getting older. Is like I won't be fucking.
You're not fucking now, bruv. What does age have to do with it?
No,
Oh no, you're going to be in the same position you're in when you're 45.
yeah, but like, with
Is it
my
sad
knees
that you're
hurt.
not fucking, or sad that you won't care about not fucking? Because I think you'll be all right about it.
You would like does your libido go?
I think you're like the lust.
I'd
much rather.
I don't think it does. Old people.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you got those
horny
brandy-
fucks. They got nothing to do either. You know, STI rates are highest amongst old people.
Oh, because
What's that
in the
say?
care homes.
Yeah. Because they're fucking, and I guess they got dementia, so they forgot, so they just do it again.
They forget to
STI
put rubber on.
ratings are higher in old people than young people.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
That sounds
But-
like a crockish.
No,
thing.
it just means that
look
they're
it up.
high in care homes. They're surprisingly high in care homes.
Are they?
Because
Yeah.
they're not having more sex than young people, so the implication is that they become much more careless.
Apparently our generation is the generation that fucks the least though, which I don't, that's like the thing Vice says.
I'm hurting the numbers. I'm
Yeah.
Well,
I'm letting it side down.
Take that anime do-rag off. Give yourself a fighting chance for getting some pussy, man. Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
know this was an anime.
Hold up,
do-rag.
but this is our generation fucks. I've seen these articles on Vice, and it's like, our generation fucks the least probably out the last 3-4 generations. What, we're going back to Victorians, medieval. Are those guys fucking more than?
I think they did a lot more.
They
fucking.
died at 35, and they had one person they were allowed to fuck. Like, I don't think they were fucking more.
Oh, I think they did a lot more fucking back in the day.
Then millennials and zillennials.
Yeah, because they didn't have they couldn't play Angry Birds, could they? Like, what are they going to do to pass the time?
No fleshlights.
That is true.
Like and it was like back
then. But
then.
then Christian morality, where it's like, if you fuck this up, you burn in hell forever. I'll be like, mate, I'm gonna fucking heaven. I'm gonna chill out on the fucking and sucking because I know in heaven I'm gonna have like 75 virgins.
But you have to remember there were more like wars and shit, right? And I think people fucking more in wars and shit because like, we could all end tomorrow. So like people fucking in the raids and shit.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Well, no, don't say in the raids because now you're bringing in. It was it was quite a nice point, but then you really brought in pillaging and raid. It was like quite a poetic point about we're gonna die tomorrow, but then you said the raids, and it's like, yeah, that's getting very pillagey, Michael.
You brought in some steroid numbers.
I brought in examples.
You're bringing in. You're like a baseball fan who brings in Babe Ruth, but it's like, yeah, but they were all juiced to the gills.
There's a big difference between a man who says, "Baby, we might die tomorrow," and a rapist. All right, there's a big difference.
I said raids.
I know you said.
Yeah, what do you mean raids is happening there?
Oh, right.
It's not a couple raiding together, killing dudes and fucking each other, love making.
Yeah, but apparently you're right though. In World War II. Everyone just because it was like obviously the men here went away to fight in Italy, so they're out there like shagging Italians. The Americans came over here,
Black
all the
people,
women here.
Black soldiers.
All right, man. Let's not.
Whoa.
I can say it.
Whoa, Michael.
The Black American soldiers.
I feel uncomfortable right now.
Oh, Michael.
Black American soldiers would
Tread
fuck white
carefully.
women in Europe.
It's
a fact.
Because it was slightly less racist in Europe than America.
Yeah.
But they're like, fucking hell, this is a dream.
It must have been.
Actually, sorry, I'm saying that there was
You're about
Nazis.
to ask me a question like I was there. That's what you're doing right now.
Well, was there? I think that would have. That would have happened. I guess it must have been quite exciting for the Dorothy, who's just living in the East End of London.
Yeah.
And suddenly some smooth talking guy comes over.
Miles Davis looking
Yeah, for sure.
And come over.
But are those numbers pumped up more than non-war year fucking? Do you know what I mean? Does that push it over the edge?
I think
there's a lot of guys on the front who are not fucking anyone because they're just with dudes.
Well, they
down.
Fucking in the trenches.
They were, but
with fellas.
Nah, but there's like this myth within World War II that we sort of went over, and especially with the Americans, they always view it as like we went over and liberated France and Germany, and they were very happy to see us. And they'd lived under the Germans who were fucking ruthless, but then the Americans turned up and were like, hey, French girls, strip for some shoelaces. Or, hey, French girls, here's a chocolate bar. Now get.
It was a different time, Elliot. It was a different time.
And to be fair, it is a better alternative.
It is a better alternative. It still doesn't make it correct. But that's the thing. Like, if we're going to talk about philosophy on this podcast, that's the thing with war. If you've been out fucking probably killing all day, like, you're not going to, you know what I mean? You've been there shooting 14-year-old Czechoslovakian kids who were dressed up as Nazis because that's what was going on. The Nazis were losing. When the Nazis started losing Germany, like, they fucking went mental. They
Really?
just, everyone, they'd hang traitors. Like, if you were like 12 and didn't pick up a gun, they would hang you.
Oh,
So
really?
they would send you onto the front line. So the Americans were having to shoot kids.
You know, Hitler was panicking so much because this was at the end when he's high on meth and shit. You know, he was taking drugs. He was taking drugs the whole time. That's partly why he was so mental.
That's probably a
and
History
because
Channel
he was in
episode.
denial because he was clearly fucked the war. Like they knew they had lost the war for the last year and a half. He was just storming around his house, just shouting ideas, and everyone had to do them. So one of the ideas was like a German like factory brothel where he'd get like his ultimate Aryan kings and just have them fuck as many and just try and pump out new soldiers. Like he just had like a factory of sex, thinking that in the time, I mean, it would take like 80 years.
Plan,
That's a long plan.
Yeah,
but he's not thinking straight Hitler at that point.
It's all meth.
He's not like our 1939 Hitler. He's not
That
sharp
guy
as a
was-
tack.
that
He was
guy
sharp.
was on it.
This guy is fucking loosey-goosey at this
You
point.
can't beat 39 Hitler.
39.
Hitler's Diego Simeone, you know what I mean? He starts out
Mate,
well.
he's the Hitler of Hitlers, mate.
Why are you doing FIFA cards on Hitler?
Hitler, do you know what Hitler is, yeah? He's Mourinho. He turns up, he starts fixing the place, but then he has a meltdown.
Yeah, exactly.
And
He falls out.
special one.
The dressing room. He starts.
he loses the fans. He starts.
Why do you invade Russia? Obviously, don't invade Russia. Like that's
He's
such
not a
poor
long-term
move.
Führer. He's not a long-term Führer. He wins trophies. Get him out.
Roy Hodgson's what they need. They needed to bring in the Roy Hodgson of dictators at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a Gaddafi.
A good Gegenpressing. I'll give him that. Was Hitler.
Luke, can you look up average height during World War One? Because this is something I found out recently, which completely changes the conflict. If this is true, I think the average height during World War One was something
of
like
who? Everyone.
of soldiers.
Of all people in the
Because I think it's something like 5'1".
What? Get out of here.
Imagine, reimagine the World War in the trenches. It's such a brave, dignified thing.
And then when they're all 5'1".
Yeah, what do they say?
5'7".
No, bullshit.
That's still pretty short.
That's still,
No,
that's
that-
still
that's
not
all
great.
right.
But that's only 2 inches shorter than the
wouldn't
current
get many.
average.
If you were honest about that on Tinder, you wouldn't get many matches.
You get roasted on Twitter.
I'm gonna find
Yeah,
the
but
article.
you can be like, but I killed Nazis. So, oh no, this is World War One.
World War One. A soldier's average height was 5'2".
Where'd you get that from?
The first thing up here.
Mine's from the Independent.
Mine's from warhistoryonline.com.
I believe-
All right, that's got more autism in it. That's gonna. But imagine that over the trenches, it completely changes the way you can conceptualize the war when they're all little squeaks.
Yeah, well then that's probably
Like
why
this big, it fucking changes your
war
whole
was short
concept.
kings, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why they went to war.
What
probably.
happened over a century that means that? What's the average height now? Like 5'8", 5'10"?
It's 5'9".
I'll tell you what it was. It was all those black guys coming over in World War II.
The NBA draft changed them.
Hey, I can point if you're going to bring up that bit. I can point to where suddenly the average height was raised.
No, that's
of the
fair.
Europeans.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that.
So did you guys? We buried a monarch yesterday. Did you guys watch the?
What a gear change! Fucking hell,
I
man.
mean,
That
we
was-
were going to talk about it. We were talking about the Queen getting railed. It was, it wasn't.
This was actually a divergent from that original.
Yeah.
question.
One last point on that. Do you think Hitler and Eva did it one more time before? And was it like tender? Or
What I
was
mean
it,
in the bunker?
yeah, or was it like fucking disgusting?
I think he's
Like shit on chest and everything.
I think I feel he was quite stressed at the time. I think he'd have a lot on his mind.
So he might have tried, but he just couldn't. He's like, fuck it.
I think I think there's a lot of him in the bathroom, like, come on.
Like, if you just put it in your mouth again.
The cyanide or the
Maybe that's what got hit a cyanide capsule. Hitler's floppy dick hit a cyanide tooth. And then he was like, fuck.
Well, he didn't mean to kill her.
Yeah,
it was an
it's just his
accident.
dick just hit, they had the cyanide,
Yeah,
the tooth
yeah.
that was a cyanide capsule, just hit that. And Eva Braun just fucking...
You know what's fuck? They killed the dog too. Like, I don't know, ethics wise, they've done a lot.
They did
Hitler
have
was a
death-
vegan as well. He loved animals.
They killed a dog. They massacred
6 million
everyone.
Jews, yeah, to be fair.
But he didn't write an ideology on killing dogs, though, did he? Like
Yeah.
one of them.
No, that wasn't
fits.
his.
Do you know what?
All right,
What he doesn't like is the lack of consistency.
You know what I mean?
That's true. One thing about Hitler, not a good bloke, but there's a consistency there. Do you know what I mean? There is consistency. Yeah. He was a vegan. He loved his dog.
Yeah.
Killing a dog, it's like, what the fuck's going on, Hitler? Like, what? Like,
You're not a reliable person anymore.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Queen. That was on all 4 channels.
It was on every day. It was on Sky F1.
Wasn't on
it was on Sky F1.
Sky F1 showed the Queen. Well, what the fuck else
So
are
they
they
had
going
the F1 commentators.
No.
That's the comments going down.
She's coming into the long mile. Oh, and she's gone, and that's a big blow for the Royals. Oh, they're not going to
People
be
are
happy with
commenting
that.
like it's the Monaco Grand Prix. It's like, no overtaking. It's just the fucking parade at this point.
I want to see them change the wheels of the coffin. That would be great.
The safety car is out. Imagine a Queen. Oh, you know when those 6 boys were carrying the coffin. There is not a person in this country, I don't care how royal you are, going. Now, this is where you can find out how much you like the monarchy. You all wanted it to drop, but to what extent? Like, maybe one of my friends was like, he just wanted a little...
I wanted a...
I wanted full on, her corpse is out. Minge
rolling
in the
down.
air.
Minge in the air.
I don't know. like imagine
Minge in the air.
listening to Nicholas Parsons.
Is that what the back page of the Mirror would say? Minge in the air.
But they'd call it like the air of the minge. I don't know, something about me in an air. But imagine, I just want it to be like, and there goes her highness. I'm saying this on stage, yeah.
Yo,
like,
how would Hugh deal with that?
Yeah, who is it who does the...
Hugh Edwards, I think.
Hugh Edwards, right.
yeah.
Because I was saying this on stage, and it didn't go down well because it was the day after she died. But
Sure.
It was on basically a Monkey Bar on the Royal Mile where the fucking body was. I said, how funny would it be if her final wish was to be fired out of a cannon?
Yeah.
And the BBC had to like commentate on that as there goes Her Majesty in the air.
Never
graceful.
start a bit with how funny would it be, because it allows them to be like, I don't find it funny.
That's a really good point. You know? And do you know what? That's exactly what happened. There was just a sort of a quiet.
Yeah, the fact that you're on stage with a mic implies how funny would it be. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine this. You're right. That is so shit. That is so fucking bad.
Here's another
How funny
funny
would it be?
thing.
Tell us. You're not doing it.
Yeah, that is a funny. That's like you know when you see newer comics go like say something like dating's weird.
It is.
Yeah.
It is
weird.
It is quite the topic. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the funeral. I watched most of it.
How long was it? Because
Fucking long.
I tried to watch some of the highlights on BBC because I'm not watching the whole.
You match of the day. The
Yeah,
funeral.
so I just wanted a quick. I saw in Westminster Abbey there was a black soldier, and I was like, "Oh, first Little Mermaid, now this. What's
Yeah.
going on?"
Were you furious?
I was like, "Come on, like it's a bit PC now." Come on.
I was annoyed as well.
No. I'm saying diversity was weak, I thought, especially the Navy. It was like...
Oh, the Navy didn't have much diversity.
because there's diversity in the crowd. There's a lot of Commonwealth leaders and all that. But I was like, lads, like it was a lot of white blokes. It was very Hitler Youth-looking fellas
Yeah, but
carrying the coffin.
I don't-
Surely you could have mixed and matched that.
Yeah, but I don't think there's like now I'm gonna go on a stereotype here and probably put my foot in it.
But try and subvert it.
Okay, I think
Do the Bill Burke, do the front end, but then
okay. All right, I'll do it the other way around. I think white people like water more.
Like what? Water more.
like being on the sea more. Do you
did
know?
something there. You did something.
You know what I mean? I think white people are a bit more. Let's live on something. You know, we've got our relationship with ships is very different.
Yeah, right, yeah. See, what you're doing now is very Def Jam 95. Them white people, they like water a lot more.
Hey, wouldn't it be funny if the Navy was there? That'd be the Def Jam bit.
Them white people like danger.
Luke, when you're editing, you've got to keep it on Elliot while he's saying that and don't put Michael in front. Because for the clip, reveal it at the end so people get infuriated, then cut to Michael smiling. It's all right.
Okay.
Cool.
Just get another clip, just have a clip ready of Michael just shaking his head.
and edit out all the laughter. So
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The day I say something like that on this podcast and a laugh doesn't come back, it's going to be my first proper edit of this podcast. There's just going to be like a laugh track coming in. But I thought it was very diverse. I really enjoyed the pageantry of it all, which I didn't think I would. Like on the gunship and that.
You're not a big pageantry guy in general.
No, I didn't know I'd like it. And then I started watching it because in my head, I was just sort of making jokes to myself and my girlfriend.
and on Twitter.
Yeah,
You're very heavy on Twitter. To the world.
Oh yeah, no, I do. You should see the stuff that doesn't get tweeted.
Do you know when it says 35 tweets loaded? It's all Elliot.
When there's a big event, you should have seen some of the stuff that was in the draft about Meghan Markle. I was gonna say it was like the Royalists are gonna be furious that she rapped "God Save the King." Right? Just seeing if I could get any bites, but I thought people wouldn't get that. I was trying to be like,
What happened to that comic who tweeted about the missed penalty?
Oh,
Was it
Andrew Lawrence.
Andrew Lawrence. Yeah, you probably would have. Because I was looking at that tweet at the time, like, oh, that's not that bad. I get what he's trying to do,
That's
but
quite
he's getting
funny,
roasted. And I'm like, yeah, well,
But he had previous as well. And this is the thing, like, I think with that penalty,
by the way, because he tweeted, none of the white players missed after the penalty.
It was quite funny.
This is quite funny.
It was quite funny.
But the thing is about it was like, I think I was kind of looking at that. That's funny, but I kind of know you mean that.
Yeah. But then, as well though, I think with things like that is there's such when something like the penalty miss happens, the country again, like it does with the monarchy, it falls into these two sections. Where it's like, look at these fucking racists, and they'll find a guy. Of course, there were people being racist, but they'll find a guy who's got like 70 followers.
Less than
who's
that,
tweeted,
like an egg.
Yeah, like it's tweeted.
Someone was probably masturbating to the funeral.
Yeah.
If you pointed at him, you could
was on
probably
Babe Station.
make a...
Was it? Get the fuck out of here, was it?
On Babe Station, man.
Out of
Oh,
respect.
could you phone up?
Tell us to put a minge in here. No.
I chose Minge because I thought it was the most respectful. I couldn't think of another.
Labia. That'd be the name of a queen. Queen Labia. You know.
Queen Labia.
Yeah.
You know it's labia, right?
Yeah,
Depends
but
on what you are.
labia sounds more distinguished.
Yeah, I think
more
labia
dignified.
sounds,
It was good vibes though. It
was
the
good.
Funeral, like they went into it. They did like no one else. It's funny because a lot of the reason why people are obsessed with it is because no one else is really doing shit quite like that. And which is also the pro and con. It's like there's quite a clear reason why people aren't doing this.
Do you know what I felt like? Because what you're saying about the pageantry, and I saw the people in the suits and they're doing the walk, and they had all of these funny traditions. And then I know it's obvious, but I was like, oh, this is all made up. Because who decides that this is what is supposed to happen?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
When a queen dies, like they just all
Yeah,
make this
that's
up.
what I mean. Who's coming up with the rules, and also the fact that they add shit to it. Like some of it was like 300 years old, and some of it was like 60 years old.
Right.
Like who's the geezer who throws in the new?
But you say that there is a person who's been planning this.
Do
for
they
a hell of a
spitball?
long
There
time.
must be a team where there is like a writers' room.
And she was probably in the brainstorming.
She was. They had to run all the funeral by her. That's why it's weird. Like the royals are also. It doesn't look fun being royal because all the luxury they live under doesn't mean anything.
Oh no! I completely do not envy the royals in any way. I don't see it as that privilege in a sense. It's like your life
Burden.
sucks.
Yeah.
Be better to be quite rich, just
Yes.
as a normal person, than being a royal member.
Yeah, and I know people who are old money.
Yeah.
And they're the fucking weirdest cunts you ever meet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like they're and I mean old money.
You
Like
say that, but like Harry was dumb as hell in school. He's not getting a girl like Meghan without being in the royal family.
oh,
Is it
he's
worth
good
getting a
looking
girl
lad,
like?
though.
Is it worth getting a girl like Meghan for all the? I don't know. I just feel like
Meghan is really hot.
She is.
People,
She is
all the
really hot.
drama, people forget she's fucking hot, man.
Yeah,
she is
no,
hot.
it's true.
But do you?
Does that make up for all the shit though?
Yeah, but
Mum
whoever he
His
goes.
granny
up-
killed his mum.
Yeah, that's
like
Yeah, that is true. that is a fact. We can all come out and say it now. We can all admit it. She.
and I'm on the
killed
queen.
her.
I'm on the queen's side.
Oh, yeah.
If
Oh,
they get
yeah.
lippy,
Yeah,
they get,
It's quite interesting because what would Diana be doing if she's still alive?
podcasting.
podcast. Oh, she would
So-
so. She'd so be podcast.
Look, it's like all these things. If you die, your career is so much better than
Yeah.
living long enough to. Like, imagine Eminem died after his 4th album.
Yeah.
And undisputed greatest
Well,
rapper
that's
of
why
all time.
Tupac is loved.
Yeah, if Tupac had carried on it, and then you saw him fucking
He'd be on
try
Love
and
and
make
Hip Hop.
money. Yeah,
No,
oh,
He'll be on
God.
America. He'll be one of the judges on America's
Conspiracy
Got Talent.
theorist,
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Conspiracy
Pac would be a
theorist for
cons-
sure.
He'd be a conspiracy theorist.
You know how Cat Williams beats up kids in parking lots.
Yeah.
Always gets those TMZ sort of. That would be Tupac for sure.
Yeah, I think the best.
Dying is the best thing that ever happens.
Thing, yeah, Kurt Cobain as well. Kurt Cobain.
Oh, if you saw him doing the
Yeah.
when as soon as Rock died and he's still
Yeah.
fucking.
No, it's different for old white rockers. Do you
No,
them have
the
legendary
Gallagher, the
status?
Gallaghers embarrass themselves every other week.
They're doing all right. They're always on the line, but they haven't fucked.
They're
Nah, you-
self-aware enough.
Well, white people, do you guys don't disrespect your white rock legends?
No, we do.
No, you got Ozzy Osbourne, and like he's a mess.
He had a show called The Osbournes where it was just him hammered. all
Wait,
the
so you're
time.
saying Osborne is a point that white rockers don't embarrass themselves?
No, but I'm saying like
Any video
Get
of
the one of
Ozzy
him
Osbourne
going,
the last-
"You've taken my beers." No, you drank them all. Oh.
White people we don't just look it up. We film it and we show it to the world and we let someone make money off it.
but you don't strip them of their legendary status.
And what do you think the black community does that
We
to?
kind of do that. Like it's all about
Like who?
trying to think. There's plenty like MC Hammer.
Oh, he did it to himself.
Yeah,
He did it to
Well, now you're reaching a thing because rap's still
No,
relatively
Jay-Z
new.
does.
It's like late 80s. So you're getting
Okay, what about Bobby
the
Brown?
oldest people are
Bobby
getting.
Brown, you know, the
know.
singer,
I don't know
married
that.
Whitney Houston. But then again, that was coke. You know, I don't know. I just feel like white legends, right? If you're white and you're a legend, you're gonna stay a legend longer.
No, I don't think that's true.
No, because think about like funk and soul legends, James Brown, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
James, yeah. But then, do you know, I'm thinking of more like people who self-sabotage because a lot of these people, like, they just kind of blow up on coke and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't. I don't think that's. I think that's like a thing that goes beyond like it's not just particular to one race. Like once somebody gets, there is the pressure, and you spoke about this before. Like if you're black and you become famous, you have an external other pressure on you that you have to represent, you have to do this, you have to keep. Whereas like white people, we don't really. You have the.
You don't have to bring up the whole team with you.
Yeah, exactly. You can just.
All right, I
Like
said
Mick Jagger didn't have to bring up the whole fucking team.
whole of whatever fucking grew up.
Yeah.
the whole
swap
He doesn't have to.
No, he's from Dartford.
I have to bring the hood with me. The local baker, I got you, man. No, but like, all right, white legends, they stay rich. Ozzy
That's
Osbourne
true.
is
Yeah,
rich.
that's true. That's true.
Ozzy Osbourne, if he was black, he would not still be loaded, but he's loaded
fine,
still.
yeah.
But that's because of the thing like you see it with NBA players where they're like, and now I'm gonna bring everyone with me, and you're going, no, dude, you're on 10 million a year. That's after agencies and tax. That's 4 million a year. Don't fucking spend it all. Buy property.
How many fucking friends do you have? Christ!
Why do you need all these chains?
It's like the accountant's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, they do roll like 30-man deep.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't even know 30 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough to work for me. I could be rich. I don't think I could convince 30 friends to come and
So
leave their job.
you hit it big. Are you bringing up the whole team with you?
I don't think
You
people
don't have
would
a team to
still
bring out with you.
would want to come with me on this journey. I don't think they would, even if I'm rich.
I know a friend who's working on set design in Fast and Furious 10, and Jason Momoa apparently, who's one of the stars there, is a real diva, and he's got this huge mansion outside London, and he's got 35 of his crew.
Really?
He's like spent loads of money just making. That's one of his rules. He has to have all his guys there, and this happens a lot with American acts. Like,
But then, okay, we'll get back to the Queen in a bit. But I think if you're that famous and like it's so easy to get pulled this way and that way, you kind of want your buffer of a team. I kind of understand it.
but it's status. It's status. It's saying how many pals, how many mates do I have?
Yeah,
Surround yourself with yes men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that sounds amazing though.
I don't know. That's what you look at Conor McGregor.
He looks ripped and he's rich.
He's
He's made mistakes.
he's coked out of his skull 24.
Yeah.
24.
Is he ripped? That's how he got ripped. He said coke and a steak.
He's just fucking. Well, he's been when
He's
people
beating up old people, isn't he?
he smacked up an old guy, but you know what are you gonna do? I don't know. What did the old guy say? It was very funny. He beat up an old guy in a pub and then bought the pub and barred the old guy, which I think is very funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
I heard the story was he had his brand of whiskey and he offered the old guy some whiskey and the old guy was like, I'm not drinking that shit.
Really?
So he just socked him in the head.
All right, no, that's all right. Back on the
That's a
old
good
guy.
advertising thing.
Back on the old guy
buy
side,
this
the MMA
shit.
fighter.
Back on the. Well, no, because sometimes you'd be surprised. I know friends who are fighters, like professional, and people like they have like the cauliflower ear, everything, and people will start with them because they'll be like, "No, I could handle," and it's like this person trains 3 hours a day.
What's the logic behind the cauliflower ear?
It's where the ear gets like damaged and blood gets in it and it clots, and
that's a sign that you've been in a few scraps.
been wrestling or jiu-jitsu. Yes,
A lot
Doesn't
of
mean that you're good.
it means
that
that
you've
you
done
have
it a
a
lot.
bit of experience.
Right.
If your experience usually will be.
Yeah, but that's like, oh, this guy is in a seizure. He's got paralysis on one side. He must know a bit.
No, Mike, it's not like that.
It is kind of like that.
Let me answer the question you want to get to. They would fucking kill you. They would.
Are you saying if you could fuck up someone with a cauliflower ear?
Mike
What if I
has
just
a
slapped them in their sensitive ear?
They would take you down and elbow you in the face.
All right, cool.
This is what happens: is people like go, "Oh well, I'll do this," and you go, "That won't."
Me and Elliot have an ongoing debate. I think the two of us could take on Mike Tyson.
What, double whammy?
It's absolutely
No.
insane.
No.
It is
because
it's so insane.
There is one. Yeah, I guess
And he's
if
55.
he gets one punch, one of you's out. Remember.
This is true.
This is about. He has to be going to one of you, and the other one has to be on his back.
I didn't say that he knew the fight was happening. Did we just approach
So
it?
we turn up while he's asleep.
Yes.
I don't understand why you think like this.
Would you fight Mike Tyson? Okay, if we had what's the word? handcuff one of his arms to the bed. So he's just got one arm.
Why is he now in misery? What is this thing where you want to get away? You're trying to this Stephen King novel fantasy you've got where
I
Mike
just feel like
Tyson.
we should be able to take on a 60-year-old man. That's all.
Here's an interesting question because I was asked this and I got the answer wrong, and I answered immediately and I regret my answer. I was asked I don't know. I feel it was a loaded question whether in a fight I thought I could take Serena Williams. All right, and I said. That's obviously a play on there's a normal question that a lot of men think they could beat Serena Williams at tennis because they're sexist, and there was a flip on it. And then I immediately thought, yeah, I reckon so. Do you think you'd be able to take Serena Williams in a fight? I mean, you're a fighter. You would
I'm not a fighter.
No, you
I'm
fight.
someone who
You would
trains
definitely be
fight.
able to take Serena Williams. You fight. She doesn't fight. Would you be able to take Serena?
You wouldn't beat an athlete. I think she could beat me.
You think Serena Williams would
In a
fuck you up?
physical
But,
fight,
so like, I not fire, not unfit. I still weigh more than her.
You weigh more than Sweden.
I'm much taller and way more than her. Even with none of that.
I think people underestimate, like, with
To the
professional
death. To
athletes.
the death.
To the death.
Oh,
Are you
stamina,
getting-
That's a stamina thing.
I think people underestimate how one. Well,
Because I said I was wrong. I would get fucked up with Serena Williams. But my first answer was,
Sharapova?
oh, I'd fuck Serena. I'd fuck Sharapova.
Sharapova.
Sharapova's like 6 foot.
No, is she?
She's quite tall, no? She looks tall.
Taller than everyone in World War One.
Yeah, clearly.
I think with professional athletes,
How important is reach and weight?
if you can use it.
Yeah, fine. fair enough.
Luke knows. Luke's better at jiu-jitsu than me.
Super important.
Yeah.
Like-
But what if you don't? I just like I'm completely untrained.
So it'd be in jiu-jitsu, it's like if every 10 pounds, I would say, is like worth a belt. So if someone's 20 pounds heavier than you.
So I'm
that's
6 kilograms
roughly
heavier
10
than
belts.
Serena Williams.
So that's about 25 pounds.
Okay,
Has she got her
No,
tennis
that's about
racket?
15. That's about 17 pounds. That's about 17 pounds.
Yeah.
Think of the force of that ace when she served.
Yeah, this is the thing I think as well that with professional athletes is at some level
It's mentality as well.
she'll have trained some level of like, oh, we're gonna hit a punch bag or something for conditioning, and they can learn they can come in and they know how to learn something. They know how to go, oh, okay. Like there's a guy at my gym who came.
Remember,
in.
we're not training. We're thrown in.
She's been tennis since the age of 8. I watched King Richard. Even younger than that.
Yeah, I
Did
think
she fight in that film ever?
Mentally against racists.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Let's move on from beating up women to back to an already dead woman.
No, I'm interested. What seed woman do you reckon you could take in a fight of the?
Oh,
good question.
what's that new one? Raducanu. Yeah, I'll fuck her up.
Oh, Raducanu's not standing a chance.
I don't know.
She's not a killer. She's not a killer. You look at those eyes. She's not a killer. This is to the death.
Yes.
And you have to look in the eyes and you have to say, because I guess the reason why I said I could and I was wrong, I'm not saying I can, it was a mistake, but it was the first thing I said and I took it back after a minute of arguing.
I mean, it's a long time.
It is quite long. But it's more just about, these hypotheticals, it's just about when you're in it, you know, and you can look in the eyes and you can tell. Obviously, look in her eyes. Obviously, she'd beat the shit out of me. I'm completely wrong. But you can. It feels like this is to the death.
The fight is won or lost.
This is
before-
actually happening. Imagine this is actually happening. Raducanu's getting cooked.
I think I don't know. I think. Have you been punched in the face before?
I've been punched in the face twice.
When did they happen?
Both at. No, I got punched in the face once.
In the same
Andrew got
occasion.
punched in the face the second time. I got punched in the face once because someone thought I was someone else. It was the whitest punch up ever because a friend of mine who's also obviously looks like me was winding this guy up
You have
all
a
evening
distinctive
on my birthday.
Yeah. Oh no.
So this is even more embarrassing. And then he just was winding this guy up loads, and then finally he just turned around and socked me in the face.
Was it a hard punch?
And then out of nowhere, this geezer in a blue cardigan, balding, overweight, like 38, comes over, smacks him in the face. He falls, hits his head on the curb. You know that feeling when you hear someone...
Oh, no.
You know when you hit someone's head on the curb and there's that pause where you're like, the guy's dead.
Yeah.
The dude's dead. But for somehow, he was drunk. I don't know how. Instead of it like cracking, he sort of bounced. He sort of just threw him back up. And he was fine, but the guy in the cardigan went. He came and went, but he saw him hit the curb and he fucked out of there.
Dude, fuck that. Like that.
I met him 6 months later in an off license in Brighton, and he apologised. So
Was he wearing the same?
I'm really sorry. I've changed my life. He looked like an accountant.
The guy in the cardigan.
No. I never saw that guy again.
guy's
I think that guy still thinks he's dead.
That guy's the mysterious stranger perk from Fallout. Like, you know,
That guy in the
this guy
cardigan.
just turns up and helps you every now and then and disappears. You've got that in real life.
That guy in the cardigan has changed his identity. He's living in
But
Romania.
it's just a cream cardigan now. It's like try a different jacket, mate.
you know, people like go, hey, where are you from? It don't matter. It don't matter. That's my worst fear is because I think as well.
What, knocking someone out or being knocked out?
No. If you sock someone and they hit their head, the punch because when you get knocked out, your body goes limp. So you don't put your hand out.
Yeah.
If your head just hits the pavement.
Yeah.
So you think when you're like play fighting with Raducanu, you guys are both giving it large about who would win, and then you accidentally smack it and you've killed Raducanu.
If I'd killed Raducanu, I'd upset the nation so much. It would be so inexcusable. It would be.
What's your defense?
I'm pretty sure it's an international scandal.
There's not one person who's going to be on my side. My dad's a massive Raducanu fan.
Andrew Lawrence.
Andrew
Should have been Serena. But that's why I only fight on bouncy castles, man. I need to bounce on soft landings only, man.
Yeah. Can't
Could
risk
you
it.
imagine negotiating?
Wait, is it risking you die or you killing? Or both?
Come to the bouncy castle. I'll fuck you up.
If you're brave, come over here.
Let's take this out to the bouncy castle.
See if you're bad now, yeah?
I like the idea of falling out with someone in the pub and being like, right, I'm going to blow up this bouncy castle.
You got £25? We're going to trampoline world. Let's go right now.
Waiting for it to inflate. Because that's a good method. You can only fight if you can do it on a bouncy castle, because by the time it's inflated, all the shit's died down. Because when you're waiting with someone for the bouncy castle to inflate, you can't be feeling bad by the time.
I've seen some bad fucking, like, people get really hurt before, and it is like, Jesus fucking Christ. But that's why something like jiu-jitsu is important, you know, because at least then you can...
Because it's like this stuff.
Well, you can, if it's one-on-one, you can just, it's so easy, especially if they're drunk, it's so easy to take someone down.
And jiu-jitsu, is it? Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's Brazilian, isn't it?
Yeah, originally Japanese, and then the Brazilians took it and just added stuff.
Go on.
Well, I thought it was Brazilian.
It is Brazilian, but
then I thought it was a Brazilian interpretation of Japanese, which to me takes away from the like the kind of namaste version of it.
Yeah, but
because when I want my martial arts, I want to be in touch with 1,000 years of wisdom and history. I want gongs. I want, you know, it's about using their strength against them. I want to learn something about myself.
You're in the wrong martial art. It's a lot of like ball sex.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then I found out some Brazilian G's just went to Japan, and there was like a family, isn't it? Like,
the Gracies.
Yeah, and they all did it. And it's like, I don't know. It feels a bit athletic to me now. I want it coming with a lot of proverbs.
Well, it does with the Brazilians, but they're all.
What's got the most proverbs?
I want to like make the most. I want to make tea before I fight.
You want to make tea?
Do you know when it's like you have to make the perfect tea before you can learn?
And you have to do that for months after months. When are we gonna fight? No. That's what I want.
The Brazilians are quite. Did you ever train with Brazilians? Like, yeah. They're quite. They're incredibly. They're incredibly peacefully violent. Like violence is such
do they have
part of their
proverbs,
culture.
Brazil?
Or they just
I've not heard a Brazilian proverb once.
Dude, they just say they're like Australians. They don't realise they're funny.
Sure.
So they don't realise they're being hilarious. So it immediately becomes funnier.
Hey, Luke, what do you know? What do you know stuff?
What do you mean?
You know how to, you know your way around.
Oh, he knows. I've seen him. Kickbox.
No. I used to do loads of martial arts when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
I'm a peaceful boy.
Yeah, I mean, but you still do stuff now?
Not really anymore.
Oh, but
got no time.
Okay. You know your way around the situation.
Don't be fooled. You know.
Okay, that's interesting.
Do you see why you don't talk shit to random people, bro? Do you see what I try to tell you? You never fucking know. You're going to end up in some Darsh choke. I bet you used to throw up a lot of Darsh chokes, Luke.
Arm triangle.
Explain for the listeners.
Arm triangle is my favorite.
You say so many terms I've never heard of in my life.
The arm triangle is when you have someone like this and you just squeeze them.
You choke them with their own. You choke them with their own shoulder.
I was watching Denzel Washington, and he said when people approach him too much, he's just
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, when someone approaches, he's just,
I think Denzel Washington's full of shit. You know.
Denzel knows what he's doing.
Does he?
You think just in general, or in that instance?
He just like I think he knows what he's doing. Like he plays up this. He's like one of the most famous actors in the world. I think he knows what he's doing when he does these speeches and things like that.
Yeah, because he prepared for the speech. What are you trying to say?
What's the Denzel stereotype? I don't know what Denzel's known. What's Denzel known for?
I'm trying to be contrarian.
He's given a few.
I didn't know Denzel was known for anything.
Yeah,
he's given a few like motivational speeches, and Elliot's accusing him of preparing.
You're full of shit. You thought about what you were saying. You're full of shit.
That's exactly what I was doing, you know. That was so.
How dare he?
How dare he? Fucking as a stand-up comedian who has gone on with the same and opened with the same joke for the last 2 years. The fucking ghoul of me.
Wouldn't this be funny? Oh gosh. But let's talk about the Queen's clout, because she had 2,000 people from around the world At a funeral,
How
man.
many 4 billion people watch it?
Yeah,
Really?
I heard 4 billion. That's half the world.
5.1 billion people. It was 10 million. 5.1 billion is the official figure.
That's fucking
That
mad.
can't be true.
That's five. No, it's true. For over 69% of the population.
But how do they know that?
I don't know.
But think about everyone. Is it like people in the
Well, exactly. It's like, gather around, everybody.
This is
For all
what
the
I'm gonna-
tribes are trying to get signal.
Yeah.
I was having this argument in a group chat of mine with some fucking comedians, some of whom are just fucking so left wing, it's mental. But it's just every fucking issue. Got to be on the right side of everything. Oh fucking hell! All right.
Have a laugh.
Right, yeah, I was trying to be like say like the symbolism of what the Queen is. Like if you watch cinema, if you watch films or anything, Catholicism is deeply based in symbolism. And what the Queen was a symbol of for the world, like to go and meet the Queen. She was the Queen of
White
the
Jesus.
British Empire. Yeah, she was the Queen of the British Empire, the last bit of the British Empire.
She faded it out.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
She didn't quite. She gets a lot of credit for fading it out.
No, it wasn't her. She didn't make any decisions, but she was just overseeing the fade out really slow.
She, you know, I think that takes away from all the people who rose up against her. And then she, you know, was the symbol of that. And with her death, sort of, I think shows that Britain, especially economically and stuff, is about to go into a fucking. Compared to France or Germany or other Western European countries, we're not that anymore. You know, we're going to be behind fucking most. We're going to be down near
Big
Poland.
Ben, London Eye.
Yeah, but we're not.
Ainsley Harriott.
We got Ainsley Harriott. Stop! Don't you dare
That's
try and make
Black
Ainsley.
Jesus.
That's not Black Jesus.
When people meet Ainsley Harriott, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm never washing his hand again. That's what they do.
Who would you say is the black equivalent of the Queen?
You know that lady, the black lady on GMT, Good Morning Britain?
Oh yeah, the one who's like
Really laughs a lot.
Oh yeah, they're really good in interviews.
Yeah.
She interviews celebrities really well. Yeah.
And they all warm to her, and they're like not shirt first.
she's she's the black equivalent of the Queen, and you don't know her
God,
name.
maybe there is systemic racism in this country. Who's the Black Queen? Who's that fucking? Who's that fucking? What's her fucking name?
There's a video of her pushing someone into the water one time, and she accidentally. She just. I
That's
think
the Queen. Yeah.
That's how you get the throne in this country.
I realize Britain like a lot of their black broadcasters to be like slightly bad at their jobs. What's the guy?
We like anyone.
What's the guy who does the football? And he's like, I didn't see it, Jeff.
Oh no, dude, people love Chris Kamara.
No, Chris Kamara's a legend.
Chris Kamara.
He's a legend, and I know he's
good at his job.
but he wasn't like he'd always like his best moments would be stuff that he.
What you mean? His legendary thing is because he was bad at his
He
job.
was stuff that. Oh, I didn't see the ref.
But British people resonate with that. British people love someone
Fucking They love someone
who's not very good but is likable.
Gary Lineker done
Mark
mistakes.
Pugach. You seen this guy? Pugach? The guy who hosts,
know the name, I just don't know what he does.
ITV. Is there any chance we get a picture of Mark Pugach up?
Mark
Pugach is the
not
guy.
his name.
Yeah, his name's Mark Pugach. He's one of the least. They've taken Adrian Charles and thought, how can we make it more Adrian Charles? And they've gone down, and he's replaced Adrian Charles as the guy who's the Gary Lineker on ITV during. So he's doing the fucking Euros, and it's like, what? How's Pugach got this job? It's because the UK loves someone who can't do their job properly.
Alan
Yes.
Partridge.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's a character.
I mean, he's a character.
Fictional.
Oh, okay.
Did you not think Alan Partridge was fictional?
No, I know the name.
You know, Ali G is also fictional.
No,
Dude, I've got news about Mr. Blobby. Did you not know Alan Partridge was fictional?
No, I thought it was like a mix of like both.
Well, you know, Michael. I'd assume he's completely joking, obviously.
No. He's
Of course, I know. What's
Yeah, of
his
course
name?
he knows.
he's-
Of course he
Steve,
knows.
he's-
Steve Coogan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. No,
But
with
the first few years, I was like, oh, this is a guy who's bad at his job.
Yeah.
That's why they hired.
With a laugh track.
Do you always sit there at gigs and be like, I've not seen Milo McCabe and Troy Hawke in the same room, but they're both here. I can't wait for them to meet.
Mr. Bean's not that.
But I think it marks sort of like a death, almost of like in a way. And I'm no royalist. It marks the death of Britain going into this. It was a very symbolic thing. I really liked watching it, the military parade and stuff. And then I'd say this to like people, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can't believe fucking classical Brits, all of this, that," and you're like, Well, yeah, I'm British. Like, there is a bit of me that feels something.
They walked
towards
for
it.
ages.
Huh?
They walked for a fucking long
They
time.
did walk for a long time. Did you watch bits of it?
I watched the Match of the Day highlights, man.
Okay, what was the good highlights?
A black guy.
Are you always looking out for in these sort of
No,
things?
but he's just there, innit?
Okay.
Yeah. Like, cause they hung on him like on the camera for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, what did he?
What do you think? Hanging on him, saying, going like, see?
Yeah, because they were there like on him, that soldier, for like 5 seconds, enough time for my head to formulate a Little Mermaid joke.
Yeah.
I'm a comedian, and then the Queen, the coffin in the Westminster Abbey, and then I was looking at the world leaders coming through.
The gun carriage was cool.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. The gun carriage and the military, like the stamping and stuff, was cool.
Not enough people came in swag though, in terms of the world leaders.
No, well, what they can't,
No.
they turn up in.
A couple of the
But
African
it's respectful swag.
Yeah.
It needs to be respectful swag.
MBS turned down his invitation. Mohammed bin Salman. That is
probably for the best.
It's well, he's gone a step too far this time.
Yeah.
I can forgive the murder of a journalist, but I can't forgive you not going to watch our beloved
He didn't
Queen.
want to take attention away. They probably did business though.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. Well, she suppressed Yemen one time, like under the Queen.
Well, she did it.
I believe under her orders, she was.
Was it her?
Yeah. She I believe in like the 50s or something.
She just threw out, suppress Yemen, please.
She was involved in like there was like an uprising in Yemen, and she was like quite cruel. It was back when she was. I don't quite know the ins and outs of it.
But why she? Because what I find is you can find any leader of any country who's fucked up.
Yeah.
If you're making every single decision for a country,
She wasn't making decisions.
she wasn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like her skill was she had unbelievably few fuck ups. Like considering,
Incredible,
imagine any of us being in that situation. The fuck up after fuck.
70 years.
You're fucking on Twitter already fucking up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was like 2 days ago.
I have no power.
She's like fucking 70
And
years.
plus, you have to think like 70 plus. She could have been saying all sorts of like misgaffs and stuff in like when she's meeting people.
Oh, not at all.
But that's why
she was an athlete.
Have you ever seen the Philippines president?
do
Rodrigo
I?
Duterte, who's publicly admitted to killing
shit.
people.
Yeah, he's a talk shit king.
Duterte.
He rivals Trump.
He's a fan of the podcast.
He's the original. But
There's
he's
not
like the
one
original.
voice recording of the Queen being like, I just don't like him. You know what I mean? I have to shake their hand and wash it straight off. She does none of that. You know, she just keeps up.
But she was fucking. She was Tony Soprano. She was in charge, and it ran smoothly.
No. I don't think she's Tony.
Tony Soprano
She's
was a mess.
I think she's an athlete. Like she's. I don't think the Queen's like really smart or has loads of opinions. I think she's an effective
Tom Brady.
athlete.
Tom
like
Brady.
the GOAT. Like for like statesmanship, the art of doing nothing, she's just like Serena Williams. And that's partly what we're all in awe of. It's
Never
like,
again.
Just being able to fucking Charles will not be able to do that.
No, he'll
Of course,
fuck up.
he's got a big mouth in him. He's got loads
He's
of
already
ideas.
said he wanted to be Camilla's tampon. That's already out
Yeah,
there.
mate, that's out there. Have you not seen
What?
Yeah.
What?
He wrote a love
Do you not
letter.
know about this? This was like one of the big scandals. But during the whole Diana thing, it came out one of the letters where he's basically saying that he wants to be Camilla's tampon.
I think that's quite a progressive thing to say.
Yes.
But that's not like
Wait, he
tampons aren't
sexted her a
sexual.
letter.
Sexted her a letter, yeah. It's the royals. The royals.
Oh my
But
god.
tampons are like, they're more useful than they are sexual. It's very
Yeah.
conventional.
Oh my god. Do you reckon Charles is into like getting a bit of blood on his face? Do you know what? Fucking live and let live.
Have you heard about the Prince of Pegging stuff with William?
Oh yeah, but
how much do you believe that shit?
I've heard. All right. I have a friend in the military.
Oh, God.
Who was quite high up in the military who told basically, allegedly this story happened. I don't know if it did happen or not.
what does that mean? What's this?
What the fuck is that?
Why are you,
Yeah.
why are you being
What is all
coy?
of this?
Why are you being coy?
What's this hand
on
movement?
Well,
It's an audio podcast as well. You can't be giving it like.
One turtleneck and suddenly you're doing all this shit.
I'm in my Dapper Laughs apology phase, bro.
Politician.
I just dress like I'm ready to do an apology at any moment, innit? If the call comes, I'm there. I'm very sorry, I didn't realise. Yeah, so basically, I know of these people who. So the story is that they did like a army training thing. William was there, and they came back, and all their phones were wiped by basically MI5. And that was just like if you because they might have had a story or something. The phones, they just came back and everyone's phone had just been.
Are you wink nudging that he did it or he didn't do it? I can't tell.
What, so he was pegging with boys?
No. I just know that there's like there's just. Bro, I don't
Gary
want to
Nicker's
die in a
gay.
car crash. I don't want to in a car crash, all right?
All jokes aside, that was an accident. Like the Queen didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
Didn't.
Yeah, I know, but it's fun, isn't it?
No, I just want to know, is there actually
No,
a
no,
conspiracy that?
No.
Yeah, do you not know the conspiracy theory? That because they say the driver was drunk, but it's also very provable. If they'd both just worn seatbelts, they'd have probably lived. They didn't wear seatbelts.
There was an obsession with seatbelts around that time. That's when there was a big seat. I remember growing up, huge shit about seatbelts.
So what was it the paparazzi's fault? I know
I think
it's
the
1998. It's very long
yeah,
time ago.
It was an accident.
Yeah, it was an
It's an
accident.
accident.
It's a conspiracy. Like Alan Partridge isn't real.
Yeah.
Right. Which he is real. Not. But he is real character, but the fake because he's played by somebody.
Why are we all so retarded this afternoon? Like, what has happened?
It's the point of the pod.
Yeah, we got the word BTEC in it.
Yeah.
But the famous, that was my point. The most famous fake bad British broadcaster who's white is fake.
No.
Yeah.
No, what are you on about? The most famous.
You haven't seen Pugach. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Look up Mark Pugach and then you come back to me.
Do you find
Trevor McDonald. Just
there we go, Trevor McDonald.
Michael Owen.
There we
Michael
go.
Owen? What?
He's a terrible broadcaster.
Oh, I thought you meant he's black.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, I was disproving my own point.
Sorry, the
Abuse
wires
Michael
crossed-
Owen would get if he was. Jesus Christ! This country would eat ourselves alive.
I used to claim Ryan Giggs as black.
No, did you used to?
Sierra Leonean grandparents.
Oh, fair enough.
Does he?
Yeah.
And now you want to keep it stum.
No.
Does he?
He's not one. We don't accept him.
No, right.
He was. I did not know he was such. It was incredible just how bad he was, though.
Yeah.
Just so bad. Not only doing awful things, but being a shit bloke as well.
Trial next year, so we don't know yet.
Oh, yeah, they got a mistrial. Allegedly about Ryan Giggs as well. I don't want him to come and. There's an athlete I'd lose a fucking fight to.
You reckon he can fight?
Yeah, he practices on his wife. Yes.
Oh, I've got a philosopher of the week.
Okay, sick.
I'm gonna say it.
Go on.
It is.
So let me just explain. We've got a segment of our podcast we've been doing called Philosopher of the Week, where we bring in people who we think are perfect B-Tech philosophers.
Sure.
Saying things that have nothing really to them in any profound way, but morons will latch themselves onto.
Yeah.
Now, Elliot had one, but the computer broke.
Oh, we can play it over headphones.
Okay, the computer broke, so we're doing my one.
Right, well, we'll do mine after. Mine's better.
Okay, can't have two fine. So I don't know if you've been reading about in the football, Vinicius, Real Madrid
Vinicius
footballer.
Jr.
He's been dancing, right? And a lot of white people,
Not happy about it.
guys, come on. But these are the European whites, so it's different from you.
I'd say they're Spanish.
Spanish, but they were very upset. One guy said he needs to stop dancing like a monkey. But I didn't mean it like, I meant like a monkey, but not like a monkey.
Okay.
And the guy said that. And then Diego Simeone, the Atletico manager, because one of the Atletico players said, if he dances against us, there'll be trouble.
Coque, yeah.
Yeah. So Diego Simeone, this is his comment on it.
Cool.
We live in a society in which we are all involved. We are people. And this is the society we have.
So it's very much when you're running out.
Philosopher of the Week, everyone. Diego Simeone.
So this is very much like when you're running out of words for your word count and you're just throwing in.
We live in a society. I think that's the perfect phrase.
We live in a society. Tick.
We live in a society, boom, in which we are all involved.
Tick.
Name
Double.
one person who's not involved in society.
Bang.
Boom. We are people.
Bang.
That covers all genders, all
Yeah.
sexualities. No one's
yeah.
offended.
Yeah.
And this is the society that we have. It's bulletproof.
It is bulletproof.
It's
actually.
airtight.
Yeah.
That is the
There's
perfect
not an inch
comment.
of fat on that.
Your girl accused you of cheating.
We live in a
in
society.
which we're all involved. We are
Oh
people.
shit! Yeah, you can have this.
That is fucking bulletproof. There's nothing you can.
It's
We're
like
accusing
pleading.
you of murder. We live
It's
in a
like pleading the
society.
fifth, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
yeah.
like your defense. You know,
What
the
can
right to remain
can't,
silent.
You can't deconstruct that.
Yeah.
You can't like put guilt on someone. You can't say, "Oh, he's pro this, he's against this." We live in a society and we're all involved.
We are.
We are people, and this is the society we have. I think it's the most perfect phrase of all time.
Yeah.
Is
It is actually pretty brilliant now.
Gets you out of anything.
Yeah.
Anything. That's staggering.
You've covered everything.
Turtleneck combined with that, you're bulletproof. You're bulletproof.
Oh, hello, Newsnight.
Exactly. We
Somebody's
live in a
about-
society.
Somebody's about to get off. Like, that would be.
No gaslighting. There's no gaslighting here.
No.
'Cause he's dressed everything.
He's dressed everything.
I mean, for me, I'm very impressed by this phrase.
I think the guy who, whenever people do this thing where they come out and they do fuck up, where they say, "Oh, they need to stop dancing like a monkey," like Danny Baker did it.
Who's Danny Baker?
He was like
Another incompetent
yeah,
broadcaster.
Yes, another incompetent broadcaster who fucking when Meghan and Harry had their first child, Danny Baker would have these things where he'd just post pictures of like chimps on Twitter, right? You can see where this is going. When
I remember this.
When Meghan and Harry had their first baby,
I remember this guy.
Posted a picture of two people walking out holding like a little child chimp, and then oh my god, he didn't realize. Now in his defense, and I've said this before, I want to say, if nobody pointed out to me that Meghan Markle was black, I wouldn't immediately go, oh, she's black. Right?
Sure.
Right? Like, I'm not trying to say that in a way of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think with him, there was just that thing he didn't realise. Put that on Twitter, probably put his phone down, made a cup of tea.
He's dangerously thick.
Yes,
he's dangerously thick.
Wait, had he previously called other people monkeys?
Yes.
Were they other black people?
No.
Okay.
No. But he does this thing where he posts
I've
pictures.
been racist before, guys.
No. But it was the thing. I'll tell you where I was at the time.
70s broadcast.
Sorry, I was at the BBC when it happened, and I walked out of a meeting, and someone just went, fucking hell, and which showed us the thing, and everyone collectively, you know me, I'm usually like, well, let's fight. I was like, nope, he's fired.
Yeah, cool.
There is no.
Well, it's like the Glenn. Me and Andrew talk about on our podcast about some cancellations. The Glenn Hoddle. Do you know about the Glenn Hoddle?
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
Glenn Hoddle thing. It's hilarious. It's staggering. Do you know about Glenn Hoddle?
Oh, was that? Explain it.
Glenn Hoddle. Glenn
manager.
Hoddle was actually one of the most exciting England managers of all time. He'd actually perfected one of the best styles of play for England. He really had a great squad. You really wouldn't want to fire Glenn Hoddle unless he said this. I mean, I'm not pro cancel culture, but when he said this, I'm like, dude, it's amazing he's still on the airwaves, to be honest. He's sort of a born again Christian, and I like the idea that this was during a post-match conference, and he wasn't even asked a question about this. During some interview, he definitely wasn't asked about this.
He just brought it up.
He seemed to bring this up. He thought, and this is so weird when football players think they can have an opinion on other things. He said that basically disabled people clearly are only disabled because they're being punished for sins in a past life. It's like, Glenn, you've got to go, Glenn. You're going to have to be going, Glenn.
Okay,
there's a lot to unpack, but all I know is you're going to have to go, Glenn. Give us a chance,
4-4-2 at the weekend, mate. How did we get here?
What the fuck are you talking about, Glenn? Such an unnecessary... There's disabled people like, what, Glenn? I had no idea this was even... I didn't know what
was injured. Asked him
It is proper.
He's one of my favourite boys gone wild. Glenn Hoddle, absolute king.
It's proper someone like your mate's dad after 3 pints, isn't it? Like, I remember I had a mate's
just
dad.
stinking the conversation out. Like, brilliant.
I had one with a mate's dad who was just going generally was going, but why didn't the Jews in the camps fight back? I was like, I don't want to be in this conversation.
No hablo inglés.
That's so wild. Even the journalist who asked him, you want to say that again, mate? You want to have another go at that?
You don't even hear a camera snap. Everyone's just like, what?
I like the idea that Glenn Hoddle said that and then he went back. Gascoigne will probably come back in like 6.
So yeah, we're very. So we're hopefully, we're looking at this new lad, David Beckham. He's going to come through.
But it's my favourite thing is old football pundits, players chatting shit about politics because they've been imbued with the sense of importance because of their success on the field. But it means that exactly. That's
Matt Letizia
denying the Bucha war crimes. It's like, Matt, you're a football player. You don't have an opinion on this. This is not why you've got a following for your feet, not your head.
Fantastic highlights. I love those 30-yarders.
I love it
that
when
been your
football
legacy.
players get confused about why people like me and they think it's because they're what they have to say. It's because of your fucking feet, not your head.
Yeah, but
unbelievable.
Comedians do that as well. Do you ever see when a comedian comes out and they go like, "No, I'm going to run I'm going to run as a politician, and you're like, is there any
It's not why we want you here.
final nail in the coffin of your career of you have nothing to say?
Yeah.
Like you've run out. I know, guys, it's time we get serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They start hitting their turtleneck phase like I am.
Yeah.
Could we just play my philosopher?
Yeah.
Of
Might have to wrap up, bro.
Yeah, we'll have to wrap up soon.
Yeah, we will. We'll just do. I've been looking forward to getting this guy. And this is my philosopher of the week. I'm obsessed with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate wannabes.
Clones.
Sure.
These guys who have seen the success of Andrew Tate, or well, I suppose to some degree of
To
success.
be fair, Andrew Tate saw the success of, I don't know.
Donald Trump, and it's got to be that. But these are my favorite guys to be.
If you're going to become successful, you're going to go on this path that I've done to try and become what we all want to be, which is like basically the perfect man with a great life.
Yeah.
It's quite lonely in a sense, because you're like, who the fuck is up here with me? So it's just like, you've got to be thinking about that along the way. It's like
The music.
you will want, the average person doesn't want. What makes them happy makes you bored. Some of you guys might be in this situation now. I'm pretty sure Hamza is, but where like nothing's quite enough unless you're pushing yourself to the absolute limit, unless you know you're doing your best.
I love at the beginning of that, he's like, no one's going to want to be here with you. And you're like, you're clearly a cunt.
You're clearly a cunt. Yeah. No wonder it's lonely. You have a personality disorder. That's why.
You are the worst. But I love that one. Can we play the next one? Where this one was just... So I started looking through this guy's video. He's called First Man. This is First Man, everybody.
You said Hamza, that is his name.
I think his mate's called Hamza.
Okay, that's the one person who stuck with him.
Hamza's stuck with him.
Hamza.
God bless you, Hamza.
That's all you need is 3 to 5 years where you go, okay, no
Techno now.
nothing to do with women, no Tinder, no going on Instagram, and even looking at pictures of women and be like, damn, that's a fat ass.
That was his next fucking thing. So for 3 to 5 years...
Lonely at the top.
3 to 5 years?
Of no looking at women and going, damn, that's a fat ass. Why did he say
Elliot,
that?
it's lonely at the top. You don't get it. That's why you're not at the top. See, all of us are pig in shit.
Yet another
And
reason.
he's at the top alone with that
Another reason
rarefied
why
air.
young people aren't buying houses. It's
Exactly.
coffees, avocado, and looking at fat ass.
Like he said, the way he says, down looking at a fat ass, is like the way someone in like a hostage video where they're like, I am alive and well. They are treating me with dignity and respect.
Yeah.
They've shown me my Western decadent ways.
We live in a society, man.
Yeah.
We do. We live in a society. And I'm really enjoying Philosopher of the Week. I'm going to bring in more. And I've got to stop looking at Andrew Tate wannabes because they're my fucking favourite.
I love it.
They're so
I
good.
love people who are motivational speakers and that's all they've ever done.
Yeah,
like
that's what
it's
it
so
is.
fascinating.
I've never thought of
So
it
I'm
like that,
obsessed.
yeah.
I've been over lockdown. I got obsessed with young motivational speakers. I absolutely love it.
Who are story? There was this guy.
Billy Garton Jr. You mean the one who jumps? Either Harry Livingston, Think Big, Work Smart. Shout out my boy.
I love that.
Billy Garton Jr. who I was making fun of for a while, but then the power dynamic shifted because he's not doing so well anymore.
Who's Billy Garton Jr.? Can you just
Billy Garton Jr. I love Billy Garton Jr. and I have a strong affection to this boy. And this was over lockdown as a sort of motivational thing. He jumped in his swimming pool every day for I think
Cold water pool.
cold water. For about 320 days. So he'd post TikTok every day saying, believe in yourself. You can do whatever you put your mind to. It's a mental game. And then he'd jump backwards and look so funny because his little body, he just jumps in this pool and he thinks it's this really empowering thing. And it's like, no, you just sound like you just read like the most generic motivational thing and then just throw yourself backwards into water.
And you trolled him by saying the pool isn't even that cold.
Everyone in the comments would comment that the pool isn't cold and he'd always go mental at them. So I got as many people as possible to keep commenting because he'd respond to every single one. Just keep saying it. And there's always this logic saying, but because he did it in San Diego, so there's a lot of sun. So there's like, well, the sun's hot, so it's heated the pool. And then what I wanted was to him getting to the point where he's getting a temperature stick and sticking it in the water and then jumping in the cold water. It's just, I love it so much.
And then how the power dynamic shift?
Well,
if you cyber someone to killing themselves, feel bad, but also feel slightly proud, like to know that you've wielded that power of the internet.
Oh, hello.
Oh shit, we got to wrap up.
We got to wrap up.
How you doing, man?
That was Philip from Philip and Friends. Fuck him just walking in doing. How dare he? I mean, that's totally fair. We have run over massively. That was meant to be funny, I thought, and no, but everyone looked at me there like I was a psychopath.
I didn't know you could just walk in. I was.
We've always taken our time. Shout out to Philip and Philip from Fred's, by the way. Philip will be on this podcast at some point for sure.
But one quick sentence: how did it shift?
Yeah.
He just ran. The cold water idea worked surprisingly well because people are idiots. But then he didn't have anything else to do because he's a young motivational speaker. He hasn't done anything motivational, and he's trying to motivate people in a vacuum. So it basically just ran out of ideas, and then his followers went down, and he just kept trying to do pivots, as he'd call it, of constantly trying to pivot his content, you know, and basically it just became really quite sad. And I'd got to a point where he was like, any young people follow me who want a 20-minute session of motivation, and I messaged him, and he said, yeah, let's do it, he'd love to, and I stopped the call. I didn't do it because I was like, I was going to do it, I was going to make some content about it, but it's like, there was another guy who's doing really well, and I was like, I feel all right taking the pic. But this guy who's like, he's my age and he's not doing great.
It goes from like, this is funny to it's cyberbullying. And I know what you mean. I've had it.
So there's that change. When they're doing well, fuck them.
That's what you attack them. That's the British mentality.
I've had it with comics where like you're laughing at like a sort of comedian who's clearly a bit deluded, and then it's like, okay, we're laughing at mental illness now. Let's,
Exactly.
We always were, but now it's more pleasant.
Yeah. Now it's now it's getting to sort of don't come to school tomorrow territory where like
it's been a really fun episode, man.
It's been great.
Thank you for having
anything
us.
quick you want to promote before we head out?
I do my podcast every week, Boys Gone Wild.
Great
if
podcast.
you like this, you'll like that. It's very similar vibes.
They make sketches as well.
We make sketches on TikTok. Follow me.
Don't do that shit.
We tried.
We did.
But you guys meant to be plugging his podcast, and at the moment you're talking about our
You guys aren't like that. We're talking about this. You're not.
We're not good at it.
You're not.
We did all right.
We did 2.
Yeah. You guys, watch their
brilliant.
sketches.
They're fucking amazing.
And they like know how to like. They did like part 1 to 6, even more, and then like we didn't. Yeah, we kind of died out.
You should do it, man.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not doing it.
I do enough as it is.
Yes.
I'm going on.
Luke, anything
I like
you want
the
to promote?
metaphorical kind
No.
We've really got to get out of here.
This has been Big
taken
Tech
the piss.
Philosophers. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.